Hello, welcome back to the channel. And it has been a minute or two. Now today we're looking at this 30-watt cordless rechargeable soldering iron from Sealey Premier. I've had this in stock for 4 months, maybe 5 perhaps. So it's time to break it out of the box and see what it's about. I haven't charged it. I'm about to find out whether that is a mistake or not. So obviously the box tells us all about it. Cordless lightweight soldering iron, LED display, inbuilt LED to illuminate the area in low light, heats up to 600 degrees and has a 40-minute working time, 2.4 amp hour lithium ion battery, 3.5 hours of charging time. Then on the back comes with a chisel bit, heat shrink tips, cleaning sponge, solder, a stand and a USB charging lead. Let's crack it open. Now I was torn between this one or the Milwaukee M12 soldering iron, but the Milwaukee one just seemed a bit too bulky for my liking. Although it would have been handy obviously having several M12 batteries just to flick between them once it's dead. But then on the other hand, how often are you going to go through batteries? I mean, 40 minutes of soldering time, it's going to be plenty. So we'll just pop the end off. I'll just show you that I've not used it. That is stone cold. So the first test is going to be to see how quick it heats up and gets this solder to its melting point. Okay, so to operate it, press the red button and slide this switch forward into the on position. So that obviously isn't hot. Just going to use the solder out of the pack and then yeah, see how long it takes to melt it. Bit of smoke coming now. There we go. Right, so this is the sponge that comes with it. Just heat this solder up again. You do have to keep the red button pressed in. Obviously for it to, it's obviously a safety feature. There we go. Good as new. Right, so that is definitely quicker than obviously a corded soldering iron, or the one I've been using anyway. This is the chisel tip that you get. And I'm assuming this is for the heat shrink. So I'll probably use this one. I prefer a pointed tip like that. Now let's get some wire and solder some wire together. So this is the wire we've got. Just one piece, I don't know what gauge it is. I'm just gonna put some heat shrink over it so we can obviously test the heat shrink adapter on this soldering iron. Then I'm just gonna twist, oh god, these two together. And then, yeah, just hold that on there. Bit of a balancing act. A lot of people obviously tin the wires beforehand. I have never really done that. Just going to feed the solder in once it starts getting warm. It should run nicely into the copper strands. And then just a quick wipe off whilst it's still hot. Doesn't look too bad. Just let it cool before I put this heat shrink over. We will swap ends. I'm not sure how this one works. Oh, there we are, look. Just glows like that. Very good. Nice. That is lovely. Fantastic. Happy with that. Oh, that'll be an end that I use quite frequently. Yes, boy. Right, well that performed exceptionally, I'm going to say, on this. I've got some thicker gauge wire here that we're going to try. This is probably about the thickest you'd solder anyway, I would think. So yeah, I'll get this prepared and we'll have another go. So there we are. I've just twisted these together again. I think we'll try chisel tip this time. I've got some heat shrink on. Light is on, indicating that it is powered up. Bit of smoke starting. Should melt soon. There we are. I don't know how long that is. 10 seconds-ish. Could probably have done with tinning these. With the thickness of it, it's going to be a bit awkward. But we'll muddle through. This isn't working. I think this wire is far too thick. It might have seeped in somewhere, but let's try tinning them first. Right, I'm going to try tinning this, and then the other end. Could do with some sort of holder, really. There we are. So that's the end of that. Tinned. Do this side. And hopefully we have some success joining them together. Right, so it's a bit crude, but I'm just going to try and hold it together with these pliers. And we're just going to heat up shit. There we go then. Sealey Premier 30 watt, cordless, rechargeable, lithium ion soldering kit. Will it work? Yes, it will. Just ignore my terrible soldering skills. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And if you want to see some real world application of this soldering iron, let me know in the comments. I've got a bit of soldering to do, so I'm interested to see how it performs on the vehicle as opposed to on the bench. Bye.